Do we get that? So I think we do. So how do we update our student list? Okay, I think someone has a dog. So I want to add, I realize that this list I collected is not really defining a student, where any student will have a matric number, isn't it? So let's just assume like undergraduate or postgraduate students supposed to have matric number. So I want to add matric. Can we see the way I'm doing it? Let me give it a value. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 8, 8, 0. So let's assume that's the student's matric number. Let me add something else. So I realized that this person needs a score, right? So I'm adding score. Oops. Can we hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You got a 90. So this is supposed to update the list. You understand? So let's print. I'll show us another way to actually print. So instead of printing it in a single sentence like the way we did now, you can actually break it using an escape character. So from here, I'm going to be removing all this. So what are the things I added? I added matric number.
Yes.
I also added, that's, I think, score. Added score. Okay. Comment this out. So let's see. Or should I just leave this? There is a syntax error somewhere. Can we trace? Student date, student age, student age. This is where student age is. I didn't put comma here. Sorry, this is not what I wanted to print. I just want name. Name, Nancy, class, matric. Where is the matric side? You can see it's not putting any value in front of matric.
Yes.
Okay, so that means I didn't print something. So yeah, so what is those? So I intentionally left these two to show us what that slash, because I expect someone to have asked me what's the meaning of this one that I'm putting here.
Next line.
Yeah, so what it's doing is escaping to they are called escape characters. So it's escaping to next line.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, my mic was on. Yeah.
So that's what that is doing. So I could change it if I want. All I have to do is in front of that particular string where I want to break the line, I put the escape character and then it goes down. You see it? Okay. So another thing we can do is to delete. We can also delete a dictionary. We can delete stuff from dictionary. Delete operation. Delete operation. Okay. So how does delete works?
You press delete and
Okay.
the items or the scores you want, the information of that item here,
Okay.
underscore.
So I realize that I don't need a age. I want to remove age. So the same way
Okay.
you access it when you want to print it, passing your key into the list is the same way you access. So it's going to take whatever it is, whatever value that this key contains, it's going to remove this entry, this entire entry. So let's see. Let's print our STU. Can we see it?
Yes. Yeah.
So it has removed something from it, which is what it has removed
H.
age from it. So thank you. So that's how that works. Another thing you can do is just the same way you have with list. You can also clear. So if you clear, nothing is going to be there anymore. So let's see. Right. Can we see? When I cleared, um it returned an empty dictionary. Just like when I cleared a list, returned an empty list. But when I delete, if I delete the same error that you saw that happened when I deleted the list and then printed the list, and it was telling me it cannot see the scores was undefined. It's the same thing that we're going to see now. Let me delete this dictionary completely. Delete STU. Let's do this. Sorry. I want to print Can we see it?
Yes.
So once you have deleted, it removed this from the memory, so it's not seeing it anymore. So another operation you can do, which you can also do for list or any other one, is to loop through a particular dictionary. You understand? When I say loop, you iterate through it. Hmm? Like you move over and over again through it. That's what loop does. You still get to loop statement and all. But let's borrow it here. So to do that, let me just comment out all of this, because I don't want this. I only want that to run. I said loop. So loop through. I'll use for. Let's say for I in so I wanted to print each of the value and their keys. So what this does is for each for each occurrence of an item inside student dictionary, it's going to keep printing the key and the value, the key and the value. You understand? This I will represent the key, and then the value is going to locate whatever thing that is in this position. So let's see how that works. Can we see it? Any question?
No.
So since I'm here already, let's just move to loops. Okay, let's start with conditional statements. Now, what if what you want to do is based on a particular condition for a particular statement to be, how will I put it now? Mostly conditional statements are used to make decisions, you understand? So if a particular condition is satisfied, then a group of statements should be executed. So do that in Python or in any other programming language. Use something called if statements. If statements. You'll have heard something like that before.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just like saying if in English. Once you hear if, there's a doubt or there's a condition attached, there's a string attached to it. So that's what this is here too. So let me comment these guys out. So let's say score is equal to 30. If I want to check if, you can see the way I'm saying it, like it's English I'm saying. I'm trying to tell someone a condition. Buy rice for me if there is meat. That's just what I'm trying to say here.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to let us relate with it in a more comfortable way. So don't think this is just one syntax. There's just real life, whatever it is that you think you can put condition on. If you want to write a code about it, you can do that too. So if this score that is entered is greater than 50, then do this. Print, let's say you have passed. Now, to do else, I will just do this. Print, because I'm doing I'm doing if statements now. When we get to if else statement, you will see that we can actually write else by itself. So else you failed. So what do you think this is going to print? What would this print? I put 30 to be the value for score variable,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now I'm not asking it to help me check if score greater or equals to 50, then it should print you have passed.
Fail or
But
pass.
if not,
Oh,
it should print failed. So what would the output be?
passed. You have passed because
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I failed.
You
Okay, so
failed. 30 is not greater than 50.
okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you,
Get it.
Enin, for that. The point you made. So 30 is not greater than 50. The initial
Yes.
value is not greater than the value we are trying to compare it with. So the output is going
Okay.
to be this second option. Do we get it? So let's see. You see, you failed. Now there's something called if else statement. The first one we did is just if and then one singular else, one singular other condition. But yeah, what if in a case where, okay, let me paint a scenario. I want to take the score of students and I want to be able to print out to the screen their grades. You understand? Once they supply the score, I want to print the grade. Now I will have to start getting condition on each score that they pass. So what if someone puts 80? I want to be able to say your grade is A. If they put 50, your grade is C, depending on how grading system is in your own light and stuff. So I think I will allow them to supply their score. So I need someone to bail me out here, especially if you were here yesterday. I want to get the input from the user. Okay, who said that? Is that Emmanuel or
Manuel?
Emmanuel. So I'll use input, then put a prompt. Enter your score. Enter your score. Enter your score. You understand? So what it's going to do is, whatever the user chooses to enter, is going to put it here.
Yeah.
So I intentionally made a mistake. If anybody can point it out, the person will eat the cake for this evening. But then if nobody points it out, then I'll take my cake. Like that. So if score, so there's a mistake there, you can start spotting it. If score greater, now what I'm doing is grade. So the condition, I'm specifying my own condition. Depending on your country, your school, I think grading system differs, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm just judging this based on what I know and maybe. Now, can we see the syntax for if? I think someone should have noticed.
Yes, the 50 is wrong. 50 is not.
No.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, can we get the syntax for if statement now? You put your if, the if keyword. After putting if keyword, you put your condition. You remember when we did conditional statement, when we did our comparison statement, all those are greater than, equals to, less than, equals to, you put them here, then you put full colon. When I say syntax, I'm saying the structure, how if statement looks in Python. This is how it looks. You understand?
Yes.
Unlike if you have written code in any other language, you might see something like a bracket. You understand?
Yes.
A curly brace, then they press enter and start doing curly brace and stuff. But like I said, Python is interesting and syntax is kind of simple. So I'm saying if the score that they enter, the user enter, is greater than 70 and the score is less than 100, then the output should be your grade is A. Are we following?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I want to do else. to do else in Python, especially when you have more else to do. If it's just a single else, just put else and go. But then I have other condition, about 4 conditions left. So what I would do is else if. But unlike other languages where you write else if, in Python you
I have
use
a question,
else.
Therese.
Okay, Ellen, go on.
On the score, on line 210, we've written score is equals to inputs and then enter your score.
Yes.
So do we have a space
Now,
for this?
okay, continue.
Yeah, this space that after the apostrophe, after the column,
This,
that
right?
space, is it supposed to be there? Yeah.
Yeah, I put it intentionally so that by the time this text is printed on the console, there will be space in between this text and the value the user wants to enter. It's just me clearing, but I can remove it so that by the time we run it, you see how it looks on the output. Then you see the reason why I actually added the space there. So it's not like it's doing anything special. It's just my way of separating two text or value. Now, what was I explaining?
Okay.
Now we have score. I said the second condition is I want to check if the score is greater than or equals to 60. And score. Why am I using and, please? Can someone explain why I'm using and? Can anyone explain why I'm using and? I think I will have to do copy and paste now.
You're joining the 2 scores, the items together.
Am I joining the items together? I don't think so. So you're not eating my cake.
I think what you're doing is you are testing the 2 conditions, that is greater than 60 and less than 70. So that the figure is between 60, anything above 60, and then anything less than 70.
Yeah, you are right. I'm looking for
these 2 conditions must
be fulfilled. That's what and is. That and. Remember when we did what's this yesterday? When we talked about these operators and the logical operators and, or, not, I differentiated between and or. So telling us that and the 2 conditions must be satisfied as compulsory, like Ayobami said. And then for or, that means either of the 2. So you can have true here and have false here. But for and, 2 must be satisfied before you can move on. If I'm making sense, I hope I'm not mixing something up. So now this is C. The condition for this is 50. So if the score is greater than or equal to 50, and then it is less than 60, you will notice I'm not putting less than or equals to at this second condition. This was a mistake. Less than or equals to, sorry. Yeah, I can put here actually, but then I can't put the other ones because score actually reach 100. But here, 60 is already being taken care of here. So I cannot include it in the condition. So that's why I said less than 60. If I put less than or equals to, it's going to be satisfying these 2, it's going to be checking it for these 2 conditions. So let's move on. Less than 60, grade C, that's grade C. I want to get for grade D. So D, I think D is 45 and it's less than. So once you get less than 50, and then it's D. Sorry, I have to be doing copy and paste because this is now for if it is greater or equal to 50, 40 and less than this, then this is what? This is E. I hope this thing I'm doing is familiar to someone. I mean, this grading, whatever. So I think we can do which other grade remains? Which grade remains? I think we have F. F supposed to be the last grade. So since there's no other grade I want to treat, I'll just put my health. Then I'll put the last thing F. Do we get that? So let's see how this works.
Yes.
Ellen, please kindly notice this part as I'm going to run the code now. So this is the console. I've been prompted. Can you see? Enter your score. When I click on this to enter the score, this is just right in front of it. So the space I actually wanted to create was just to put a little space in between this colon and whatever it is I'm entering. So there's nothing special in what I did. Okay, so let's troubleshoot. Let's debug this error together. I entered 60. So it's telling me type error greater than or equals to not supported between instance of string and int. We saw this yesterday, so can someone bail us out? There was something like this yesterday. So this is a comparison operator, isn't it? So it's telling us that we cannot be comparing a string and an integer. This is how you debug any errors in your program. Just read the statement and then try to figure out. So why will it be saying that? So from here, which one is string, which one is integer? Now the thing is, the value I entered, any value you entered into your console, automatically it picks it as a text, as a string. You understand? So what I'm supposed to do here, if you remember what happened yesterday, is to convert or coerce this to integer. Do we understand it? So I'm saying whatever it is the user enter, put it in integer type. Do we get this now? So let's do this again. Please, I need a yes if you are getting it, a no if you are not getting it.
Following ma. I'm not been with this grading, so I'm just following the way you are doing it.
So which part do you want me to explain?
No, with the little explanation and the way you're going about it, I understand.
Okay. I think we are all on the same page, right? This meeting is going up again. 10 minutes. So can we see it?
Yep.
So that's actually how if statement works. So let's go to, I mentioned something about loops and how. Call. So what is a loop used for? A loop is used for iterating or to iterate over a set of statements repeatedly. Now, just imagine that we want to print our hello class 10 times. Remember the first thing we printed yesterday? I think it was hello class. So this statement, which is print hello class, I want to print it 10 times. Are we following?
Yep.
So how do I do it? So in any programming language, there is provision for that. So to do things repeatedly, to print something or to achieve a particular line of execution or to execute a code repeatedly, you actually use something called loop. So there are different types. You have while loop, you have for loop, like that. So let me use a for loop and achieve this. Now this, if I want to print it 10 times, actually, there's nothing wrong in me doing this. Is there anything wrong? There's nothing wrong. If you still print it. But what will happen is I've successfully wasted my time. You understand?
Okay.
Typing this all over. So that is not what I want. All I want is this my print statement to be So there is a shorter way to do that. You see, I use about 10 lines to do this. But let's see. For I, remember I told you that we will still explain this for the other time. In range
Yeah.
10. For loop and if statement, they have kind of similar structure or syntax. Have we noticed? These are full column, whatever condition you want to specify and how. So
Yeah.
print is kindly paste it. Let's see if this does the same thing. Does it make sense? I use 10 lines to do this. Yeah, I'm just using 2 lines.
Yep.
So that's the
So today,
advantage
yeah.
of loop statement.
Mm.
Do you understand? So that's what it allows you to do. It allows you to loop through set of statements and perform a particular action repeatedly without rewriting the same code. It saves you that energy of rewriting code. Now, let me give us one quick classwork. So what if we want to take, we want to modify this, our grading system? You understand? We want it to take multiple courses and print their grade.
Multiple courses and print their grade. Okay.
So can someone suggest a way around that?
Using loop, right? Do you want us to
Now,
use loop?
yes. Now, in this case, okay, what I won't tell you what I want you to use. I just want you to do this. When we did it here, I was able to enter a score and then it's brought out my grade, right? But I want us to be able to enter, like, I want the user to be able to enter, if I did 5 courses, I want to know my grade for all the 5 courses, not just one. Are we following me? So that's what I'm trying to achieve. So how do we do it? How do we do it?
Can I try?
Yes, Ayobami.
So in line 2, but that's before the if, elif, else statements.
Okay.
So can we do for I in range?
I'm coming. Let me copy. 5. Let me copy this. Let me copy it.
Yeah. So before that one, we'll have for I in range 5. So before that one, we'll have.
So you say we have for
I in range. For I, yes, paste.
In range 5.
5, yes.
Now everything that follows is supposed to be
remove everything, indent everything then.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, shorter way to indent.
What if we use a tab? Will it go? Yes, I think it will go.
Tab should clear the text now, right?
No, let's try it. I think it wouldn't.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Wow, you're right. So let's run this. Okay, I think there is something missing, which is what? The statement where we ask the user to pass an input.
Okay, the input. Okay, yes.
Where is that line of code? Where is that line of code?
Yeah, there. Just like put it in line.
Is it here? Yeah.
Yes.
So where would this be? So be
yes, that's.
Ayobami.
Yes, it should be there.
Should be here.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. They say
Oh,
enter.
hold on.
Okay, I've
So it
already
should
run this.
be
So let's finish this. Then you now tell us what should be. Can we all see the output?
no, it should
Yeah.
be after.
It should be after. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 60, okay, 70, 20, 45. So I think somebody is eating cake. Okay. Um, Is anybody lost? Thank you very much, Ayobami. Is anybody lost?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
So what just happened? Maybe I should ask it that way. What just happened?
So using the loop method,
Okay.
starting from 244, then we have there's been inputted before up at the earlier stage. So it is just like a short command of the grid were inputted. I
Sorry,
think
please wait.
Okay.
Please. This meeting will go off again in 1 minute. Please quickly reconnect back. Okay, so continue. So
Okay.
once it's disconnect, then we reconnect. Sorry for that. Oh yeah,
Okay, no
continue.
problem. Okay, so we have the lesser sign and equals to, I think 70 was the comparison to 100. So then there are figures to show the highest to the lowest, which is A, B, C, D, E, F. So, and the outcome is showing here, where we have 70 as A, 78 as A, 20 as F, 45 as D, and you have 55 as C.